Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the indieRift podcast. It's me, it's Steve, it's him, it's Andy. We are the indieRift podcast, the internet's #1 indie gaming news, reviews, and previews podcast you don't watch and never heard of, probably. What's up, Andy? How are you?
It's been a fun couple of days
Mm,
because it was Steam Next Fest, which I
mm-hmm.
think is still ongoing. I don't know the date range.
Does it ever end?
I mean, the demos are still there,
Yeah.
so to me, it's like, okay, it's not over yet. I can still
Right.
play a bunch of crap that I want to play. But it's like the time that reminds you why you love these kind of games so much, indie games, because there's all this
Yeah.
variety,
There's some good stuff
such
out there,
cool
man.
shit. And
Sure.
I've been trying to play it all.
That's a task, man.
It's a
That's
lot.
that's when you can get that burnout. You know what I mean?
When you click on one, like 12 other ones pop up that look also incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
So
know.
it's tough. It's
I
really
know.
tough. But
And how,
let's give me a
with
good
how
talk today.
plugged in we are to the indie scene, it is remarkable to me that we still, on a sometimes daily basis, keep finding new stuff we haven't seen before.
This is why it's like there's things that only the two of us can only see so much that's out there.
Yeah.
And then our listeners on the Discord also like give us things that we are like, I never knew that existed before.
Yeah. And of course, you could be a part of that Discord if you just go to our Patreon page. That's right. We have a Patreon where you could help us continue to grow here and attend, conventions and things. But if you go to patreon.com/IndieRift, you could support us for as little as $1 due, and you could get into that super secret double probation Discord, and we could hang out with us and talk all sorts of games, not just indies. We talk about movies, TV, music, how we're feeling, all kinds of stuff. Just it's a real tight knit community, and you could join it for as little as $1 you do. Just get all up in there, you know what I mean, and hang out. And we want to thank our producer, Colton, the apprentice, the journeyman. Excuse me. I'm so wow. I just went into like autopilot mode there, Andy. The journeyman Nestler,
Yeah.
who is our Patreon producer. We cannot
We'll get there
continue to
eventually.
grow without all of your support. If you're new to the indieRift podcast, it's very simple. We're just going to talk about all of the indie games that either we played, or we came across, and then talk some indie news. And we're going to start off this week with our indie game adventures. With Andy, you're going to start us off with your game here, Momodoro. Momodoro.
Yeah. This came courtesy of Steven.
That's me.
He gave me a little PS5 key for this game. It's been out for a little over a year on Steam, but it's finally made its way to console.
Yep.
I love these games. I'm a huge Momodoro fan. You know, it's classic Metroidvania, amazing soundtracks, over the top bombastic boss fights, um, jaw-dropping pixel art.
I was just going to say the pixel art is
Yeah,
just
it
top
never
notch.
never fails to deliver. And this one, while it's not as dreary or atmospheric or kind of like sad as the other entries, it pops a bit more. It's a tonal shift, but I still love it.
Mm.
It's the gameplay I love. It's, you know, it's the kind of game I can just pick up and play kind of mindlessly
Right.
and enjoy it for what it is. It's affordable. It's only $17. You know, you really can't go wrong with a game like this.
No, you
Yeah.
absolutely cannot.
You really can't. You know, simple, straightforward. It's not going to reinvent the wheel in any way, shape, or form. It's a very straightforward Metroidvania game through and through. But these guys know what they're doing, and doing it for a very long time. It's just more of the thing that I love, and it's hard to really knock it because I just want a simple experience I can enjoy.
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting, and this is really it.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. When it
Yeah,
came
good.
across my inbox, I just knew that was an Andy game. So
Oh yeah,
I'm happy you enjoyed.
it's really hard not to. The Andy games are really obvious spot.
For the most part, yes.
It's really on the nose.
Sometimes it can be.
You know,
I want to look something up really quick.
Really
Yes,
obvious.
okay.
It ticks all the boxes,
So
dude. I
we
mean,
know it ticks your boxes,
yeah.
but veterans of our shows, and at this point, we were still the Nintendo. No, we were still Nintendo Dual Screens podcast.
Mhm. Mhm.
A little game came out that won my game of the year in that year in 2018, if you remember
Oh.
correctly.
Okay. Yeah.
It was my favorite game on the Nintendo Switch for a very long time. A game that really surprised me, and
Mhm.
I just fell in love with it.
Mhm.
Former guest of the show as well.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
a little game called Moonlighter.
Oh my God, Steven.
Little game, tiny little game called Moonlighter. Everyone was talking about it for a little while there. It was a game that you know really did some interesting stuff with the roguelike genre, and you get to manage your own shop and everything like that. But we have incredible news to start off on our indie news report. Moonlighter 2, a new trailer has dropped, and it is bellissimo. Bellissimo. I'm gonna play it for everyone while we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Um, this is, I mean, I already mentioned it's one of my favorite games ever. It just has such an addictive gameplay loop, and it looks like they're upgrading the game in every way. I don't know how I feel about swapping the art styles
Mhm.
right now because it feels a little bit like Temtem. It looks like now, like you know what I mean. It's got like that shaded, cell shaded sort of isometric view now, like
Mhm.
a Zelda light. Um,
Mhm.
whereas the original had like that really jagged pixely, like fuzzy pixel
Yeah.
with like really fluid animations. Um,
Mhm.
that being said, like after you get past that, it looks like everything else is just the next level for Moonlighter. Um, Still holding on to your shop mechanics and everything like that. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am for that. Man, I mean that's going to be a Steam Deck staple for me.
Yes.
Like it's
Mhm.
never going to not be on my Steam Deck, I think. Um,
Yeah, that thing on the Switch, it was all I played, I think, for a very long time. And I'm kind of with you with the aesthetic change.
mm,
Um, it reminds me a little bit of a game like Bloodstained when that first hit the scene, and you have
right. Yep.
like a creator who was all about 2D pixel art,
Hmm.
um, Symphony of the Night and all the DS Castlevania games, and trying like a 2.5D side scroller when you don't have the proper budget, it doesn't it,
Right.
it can look a little cheap in a lot of ways. And I think it diminishes the overall like vibe of the game. And I feel like
Hmm.
a game like this, also with like Hyper Light Breaker, also making that 3D transition from like a 2D pixel art. Um, well, I do love seeing that evolution because we grew up playing like SNES games and then bam, polygons.
Right.
Like Mario and 3D was a huge thing for us back in the day. So it's a similar kind of idea, but I kind of liked it for what it was. Like I liked
I
the
think,
cuteness of it,
yeah, I think that
darkness of
there's,
it.
you know, the old
I'm not
saying,
sold yet.
yeah, there's the old saying that with limitation, breeds innovation, right? Um,
Right.
and I feel like with those, we'll stick to Moonlighter specifically instead of getting into like
Mhm.
Bloodstained and
Yeah,
all that
yeah, of
stuff.
course.
But with
Yeah,
Moonlighter,
definitely.
they took such minimal um amount of detail that they were able to create, and by
Hmm.
layering it and creating these the animations, how many animations they were able to do so fluidly, I think
Hmm.
made it a more impressive experience, um
Hmm.
because of how they innovated on what they can do with what it looked like, right?
Right.
It The shadows, the depth of field, scalability, all of that is much harder to achieve with with the pixel art sort of aesthetic, and
Hmm.
the things they have to do to achieve it make it that much more impressive. That being
Hmm.
said, if I get a faster fluid, deeper, longer. Moonlighter wasn't that long. I think it only had 4 dungeons. If this has,
Hmm.
more content, and we just had to I don't even want to say sacrifice, because I'm sure just as much work goes into, the current art style. But if you knew Moonlighter, if Moonlighter was, you know, one of your favorites as well, um, I could see this being something that's a little bit of a turnoff for some people. But I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic, like I said,
Yeah,
that visuals are just visuals at this point, and really what it comes
yeah,
down to is they're going to perfect that gameplay loop. For those who don't know, the gameplay loop is basically you dungeon dive, try and beat the boss. You're collecting materials. You can leave the dungeon early with your materials,
mhm, mhm.
or you can continue, risk it and continue going forward to try and kill the boss. But you're collecting materials so that you can sell them in your shop during the day. So you moonlight as a dungeon diver, and then you sell your stuff to other like adventurers and stuff.
Yeah, and you
Um,
can like hire staff and upgrade your shop. It's a really like good marriage of two unique
yeah,
genres.
yeah. It's
That's why I
it's
loved it so much.
it's like that perfect marriage of two genres, kind of like a Persona or something like that. Like the
Yes,
social high school stuff with the dungeon crawling, being
right.
a
It
superhero
wasn't
thing.
like they had two ideas and they both felt incomplete. They're both full experiences. Like if you had just the dungeon crawly bit, it's fully fleshed out with the combat and the enemy design and the layouts and the maps
You set
and the weapons.
prices, like the customers have their
Yeah,
own
and then the shop
personalities.
piece feels like that could be its own separate
Yeah,
game.
it was a
They
lot of
feel
fun.
like they feel like two whole halves essentially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but again, on the graphics, like again, I'm as long as the charm is still there,
And it looks like it
that's
is.
all I worry about. It does look still charming, but again, let's see how that translates with this new, you know,
Indeed.
perspective. Yeah.
Speaking of charming, let's go back to the 90s. What do you
Yes.
say
Oh
here?
my God.
Samurai Pizza Cats
Where did this come
Blast from the
from?
Past was announced for all major platforms. So, yeah, this came out of nowhere. It's going to be a 2D action RPG. It is made by Red Dune Game. It is published by Red Dune Games and developed by Blast Zero. They did a little interview on Neto's Game Room. I don't know where you pulled this from. I've never heard of that site. So give it a
Listen,
click.
I saw the link,
The link
threw
will
it in
be
there.
in the description and the show notes and everything like that. So please go ahead and check it out. But let's read a little bit from the Steam page here. That's right, folks. After more than 30 years, the Samurai Pizza Cats finally returned. The Big Cheese has an evil scheme up his sleeve, and it's up to you, the player, to stop him from taking over Little Tokyo. Instantly switch between your favorite cats and utilize each character's unique abilities for puzzle solving and creative combat variations. Explore the adventurous overworld of Little Tokyo, where you battle fierce enemies to level up your characters and obtain special cards, which can be equipped to expand your combat abilities. The game will also feature an original voice cast, both English and Japanese. The English cast includes Rick Jones, uh, Sanja Ball, Terrence Scammell, and Dean oh, Hagopian,
Got it.
Hagopian. I don't. I'm sorry. Is returning as Seymour the Big Cheese. So returning cast. Look at that.
That's pretty cool, man.
Samurai Pizza Cats. The memories I have of Samurai Pizza Cats are um I remember seeing like posters or stickers, or like I don't ever remember actually seeing the show. Like I just know it was everywhere for like a very short while.
Right. It's a thing that I knew it existed, but I couldn't quote it to you or give you an episode premise or a plot
Yeah. I
or
couldn't
any
name a
character
character,
motivations or personality. Yeah, no, me either. Nope.
but
But
you know
I
what
know it's a thing.
it's like Bucky O'Hare.
It's like surf sharks. That same kind of like
Sewer Shark? That's
oh, sewer
wait,
sharks
no,
or
Sewer
surf
Sharks was
sharks.
was the CD Sega CD game. Street Sharks.
Street sharks. That's what it
I had
was.
the Street Sharks toys.
Yeah, so did I.
No, I don't. It's still. I don't know. I think I saw maybe 2 episodes of that. But yes, it
Oh,
was.
like
There
Mighty
was like a
Max.
Mighty Max. Mighty Max was cool because it was on after
I
school. But
watched some,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like I
yeah.
had more toys than I watched the actual
Oh,
episodes
absolutely.
of the
And
show.
Bucky O'Hare was that for me. Like I had Bucky O'Hare toys.
Captain Bucky.
Can't tell you a single thing about Bucky O'Hare.
Nope.
Not a single thing.
There was a Nintendo game for Captain Bucky here, which is
Yeah,
notoriously difficult.
and very rare apparently.
Yeah.
A rare game to get.
But
But
it's nice to remind you of how old you really are. When now this is
yeah.
30 years since this thing when you were a kid came out.
Either way, ladies and gentlemen, this is always a good thing when old IP are given a chance to shine again for new people. You'll love to see it.
Yeah.
Speaking of old IP shining, we got a 2D
Dude.
Terminator game coming.
Holy shit.
You just put a trailer in here, so I guess I will open the trailer and we
Play
can
it.
watch. We can play it while we're talking. This game is another one that looks really cool. I had as much as a person who's 38 years old could have a sexual awakening. This this pixel art for Sarah Connor. Let me tell you, they did a good job here. Not that one that you just saw on the screen. We'll talk about that. But this is cool. This is really cool. Side scrolly shoot 'em up game. Throwback to the 16-bit era.
Already
Look at that. Look at Sarah Connor just kicking ass
for me.
Look at that.
Ugh.
Awesome. And it looks like you're just literally playing the movie, which I love.
Yeah, it looks like which I'm not opposed to.
No, not at all.
Like great movie.
We don't need another
fantastic
story.
Sequel. You don't. Like that was one of the best movie in that franchise, hands down. It's like the perfect sequel in every way, shape, or form. Playing through that, I just hope you can play as the T-1000 at some point.
Interesting.
That better be a DLC or unlockable character, like playing as.
What if you just get to play the scene and there's a whole level of you just going through his adopted families, and you have to kill the parents or something.
Yeah, when you're killing like the step of the adopted parents and the milk carton scene, he's like.
Yeah. Terminator 2D No Fate coming in September. Molto excited. I love when my YouTube is on autoplay, and I love when the next video is Neil deGrasse Tyson. It really just puts a nice little bow on the indieRift podcast. It's like end of trailer. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Why is that a thing you're mentioning?
Because the viewers just saw it. I couldn't click fast enough, Andy. I couldn't click fast enough. A little bit of sad news here now, Andy, which seems to be
feel like
a theme in this industry.
Remember when there was a time when it felt like there was a acquisition happening every other day?
Mm-hmm.
Like so and so was buying this company, and that one's buying that company,
Right.
and that's merging with this company, and Embracer's buying all these companies. This is that, but it's worse. It's more sad.
Yeah.
It's happening way too much lately. I'm getting a little uncomfortable and scared.
It's with the consolidation of these companies always comes the consolidation of the staff of these companies, but this is kind of a double-edged sword because it also comes from just not performing very well. Of course, what we're talking about is the Callisto protocols. Striking Distance Studios has laid off most of its developers. Amidst the rumors and speculations, this is coming from 80.lv. 80 level? Oh, 80.lv. Yeah.
I'm just giving love to any random.
Yeah, 80.lv. So it's like 80s love, I guess. Amidst
80s love.
Amidst the rumors, and the author here is Theodore Mackenzie, the head of content. So go give a click. We're just going to read a little bit of it. Amidst the rumors and speculation surrounding the third title in development at Striking Distance Studios, the team behind survival horror, the Callisto Protocol, and action roguelike Redacted, the company has conducted a major round of layoffs, affecting, as one impacted employee describes it, quote, most of the developers at the studio. Revealed by at least a couple dozen laid off workers on LinkedIn, the layoffs took place late last week, which was just about 2 weeks ago now. and affected employees across various roles and departments, including both newcomers and studio veterans with 5 or more years of tenure at striking distance. According to one such post made by the studio's now former concept art director, Jesse Lee, the layoffs impacted, quote, most of the devs at SDS. However, due to varying reports on the studio's pre-layoff headcount, it's difficult to determine the exact number of affected employees, with estimates ranging from 30 to over 100 layoffs. So crazy stuff, but I mean, are we really surprised?
I mean, I'm not. I really wanted to like slash love Callisto Protocol,
Mm,
but seeing this story, it's giving me shades of Mighty Number Nine a little bit,
mm,
where you have like team of people who made the beloved IP
right.
Dead Space or Mega Man. Now we're doing our own thing with that same kind of
Same vibes.
idea
Yeah.
and foundation,
Yeah.
and the heart of what made those games great
Mm.
with different characters. But it's the same energy, and not seeing it do well is hyper upsetting
Yeah.
because these folks are what made those games great, and they couldn't make Lightning Strike a second time, and it sucks.
You know,
That's your legacy now, having a laid off and likely bankrupt and defunct studio
I
at the
have
end
a
of the day.
nefarious theory.
Oh, is it tinfoil hat time?
It could be, but I feel like this
Okay.
is less crazy,
Nefarious though.
but nefarious.
Uh-oh.
EA put out a ton of Dead Space around bookending the release of Callisto Protocol.
When did the remake come out?
Well, they had the I don't know if it was a remake, but the first thing they did, I think, was the like upscale whatever versions of it when like the Series X and all that shit, like whatever. But the remake came out
Mhm.
when? Let's see. Let's start typing this up here. We're gonna revamp Dead Space remake.
Mhm.
Dead Space remake was 2023. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Callisto Protocol. Here it is.
I kind of think it
2022.
was. Yeah, okay, close enough.
But very close. It came out
Well, your
December.
marketing is
December
overlapping
of
for sure.
2022.
Yeah.
Um, I think EA sabotaged Callisto Protocol. I think if
I
Callisto
don't
Protocol came out on
know.
its own little island, because there wasn't just the remake of Dead Space. Like, didn't they do? I swear they did something with Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, like all within that same time. It was like replay these games in 4K, whatever the hell.
Did they add them to like the EA Play
They did something,
thing?
or like or Game Pass or something. I just remember
I don't know.
everyone revisiting Dead Space in anticipation for the remake to
I
come out.
feel like I feel like if this game was any good, it could stand on its own two legs. We're gonna bring back Bloodstained. Let's say there was like Castlevania rumblings when Bloodstained came out.
Yeah,
Still a good game, Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
not
One of
without
my
its
favorite
problems.
games. Yeah,
Hmm.
of course. Switch version is abysmal.
Hmm.
It's almost non-playable when it first came out.
Hmm.
That notwithstanding, um, it was a great Metroidvania. This was not a great Dead Space.
Right.
It
Um.
tried. It flew too close to the sun
Yeah. I
or the
admittedly
moon,
I did
wherever the
not
hell
play
it is. It
Callisto.
takes place.
But I know that we had a big discussion when it came out in our Discord, and it was basically just like it was everyone had the obvious comparisons to Dead Space, right? Because obviously former Dead Space people, the vibes were very
Right.
similar, but like I think that that was detrimental to the game's overall
I
like uh development in general. It was like
I think it tried to be a little different from Dead Space. It tried to separate from the core DNA. Because did you play it at all, by the way? Did you play
Callisto
Callisto
I didn't
Protocol?
play, but I played all 3
So
Dead
it
Space
has
games.
like weird Mike Tyson dodge mechanics
Right.
where it's like you have to input left and right, like to dodge
Yeah,
your opponents.
from what I remember, they
Not the
made
best for a survival horror game, dude.
well,
It
yeah.
really takes you out of it.
When you look at Dead Space's whole
You do
mechanic
some more
thing
than
was
that.
that you had a tool. You didn't have a weapon. You had a tool.
Severing limbs. That was the big
And
pitch.
you use this multi-cutter tool to
Yeah.
survive.
Slice
And
off
I
like
think
legs, chop
yeah,
off,
yeah. And
chopping everything in bits.
Callisto just made evasion its tool. Like, that's really what they were
Yeah,
like.
and it sucked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I think
people
it
were
had
expecting to sever legs with a
it
tool.
looks like it's so funny because it's like a Dead Space cover band,
Okay.
but it has like the original band members in it, which is weird.
One original band
It's
member,
it's like
the
it's like
bassist,
uh like Eddie Van Halen left Van Halen and started his own band.
called Van Halen. No, it's not, because
Phil
that's like
Collins, and he left.
the reason you listen to Van Halen is for Eddie Van Halen. No, it's like
It's
uh
all of them together though. It's the combined effort.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Well, the magic isn't just one person. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't
No,
just
I
take
know,
like
I know.
one or two like figureheads and say, with again, my number nine. It was like it's Inafune. He's doing a new Mega Man type game. Great. And he made shit. He
I
made
still,
shit.
again,
And then
tinfoil hat.
he
I don't
tried to
think he
make a
even made that game.
Legends thing that totally failed. That didn't even get funded on Kickstarter. He did it while he was doing Mighty Number Nine.
Yeah, well, Ifune, you got to figure things out. Anyway, I don't really have a strong opinion about
It just sucks. I
the
get it. The
actual
game
but
wasn't that great. I get it.
people losing their
These stories
job,
suck.
not good.
Yeah.
But also not. They had 3 games in development. Did you hear
How
that
is that
part? I
possible?
don't.
Who's funding this?
Apparently, no one now. Apparently, they pulled that shit out real quick.
Like,
So, but we
why,
hope that
guys?
they, with this rebooting, hopefully they don't just shutter, and they could refocus and
But there's like, yeah,
figure something out.
clearly there's talented people. Like the assets look great.
Yeah,
That game
it
looked
looked
good
really good.
visually.
Mhm.
Great enemy design, great atmosphere. It had the elements, but like, see a little more to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna slide here into, this is sort of like all the demos. We got a lot of demos to talk about because you did some
Yeah.
Steam Next Fest love. And I played some games that were, I was given like preview access to, I guess, some of these games. Like they were
Oh,
just
cool. All right.
they were in my inbox, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to play this?" And then they gave a key, but like some of these games just have demos now, so I don't know if it's the same demo I played or what, but there's a couple, and I'll start with Kyborg.
Kyborg.
Yeah, it's about as double A, like campy, crazy. It's not playing. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to get this thing to play and it won't play. Okay, it's just not gonna play. Okay. Oh, there it goes. All right. Kyborg is a first-person action roguelike where you're sort of in this like, it it feels like the Bouncer a little bit. Like it's a beat 'em up. It's like a 3D beat 'em up game, action beat 'em up, where you're collecting augments and leveling up your character as you're progressing through roguelike dungeons. And you have 2 choices. Usually you come to like, when you beat a level, you come to a choice where, this level will have this reward. This level's a little harder, will have this reward. And then you kind of like go through, you collect the reward, you make yourself a little more powerful, and then you could go on and, try and beat the next level. There's gunplay in it, there's hack and slash in it, there's hand-to-hand combat in it. You're constantly augmenting your body with like cyborg things. Like when you first start, enhancements is the word I was looking for. When you first start, like you get to pick one of three.
There it is.
One will be like the arm um augment, which like some of them will be like, oh, this you get the kyborg arm thingy where you do extra hand-to-hand damage, or like your eyeball, or you could do like the helmet, and the helmet will let you uh forget what it did. I think it was like let you see item rarity or something like that, like as you're playing. I don't know. So it was something like that. But like it's always mixing something up. Um it just feels kind of janky. Like that's really all it came down to. It just felt very double A.
Mhm.
In a lot of cases that's not terrible. Um I was certainly enjoying myself playing it. Like when I first started, I was like, "Oh, this is just one of those games. All right, cool."
This is one of those games.
Yeah, yeah. And then as I was playing it, I just started to kind of like get it. It started to get its hooks in me, and I was just like, okay. Um, I don't know why I said first person. It's not first person. It's just one of the cutscenes was first person. But it's
Right.
it's got a little bit of Arkham in it, and it's fighting where like you got to look for cues to like dodge and parry and stuff. It's got a little bit of AAA aspirations in its designs, but it's just not quite there in practice right now. It just feels a little cheap. Um, the actual gameplay, the actual controller to action gameplay. So
Mhm.
um, it's not coming out till like I think summer. I think so. It's got some time. Um, what do you got here? What are you talking about today?
Ooh, I got a bunch of stuff, dude.
Poira?
Oh, have you seen this?
I have not. So everything that you've put on your list,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm seeing everything for the first time. So please take
Okay.
me down uh Poira Road here.
So again, this isn't the kind of game I usually gravitate towards. That
Oh,
being
it's Don't
wholesome.
Nod. Mm, okay.
Yeah, they're publishing. I don't do wholesome often. I kind of shy away from the wholesome games or
Because
like
of your black heart.
cozy or cozy X my frozen frigid heart. Uh, but it's you and your little dog friend, and it's hand drawn and looking at it, it's really hard not to fall in love with it.
Mm,
How it looks. It's got some stunning graphics. It's you and your dog pal going on an adventure, and thinking about it, it makes me kind of sad because it's as a dog owner, I know that bond you share with your pet,
yeah.
that pure like just unconditional love. Um, and it's I'm a softie for games
Very
about
cute.
your puppy friend and your little faithful companion. It's just again, it's not the kind of game I really go for, but I saw it and I was like, this looks really interesting. So the art got me in, and it's just like this really like, cozy adventure game. It was you and your little best friend like exploring stuff.
Sneaking
You're playing
around,
fetch. It's really cute, man. It's like,
rescuing other animals, it seems.
yeah, man, it's really good.
Little puzzle elements here.
Yeah, I just want to play more of it. It's a good Steam Deck game. It's not stressful in any way, shape, or form. It's very relaxing, and it makes my heart break when I think about my dog's mortality.
Yeah. Very cute though.
Yeah,
I
it's
like it.
adorable.
We're
Yeah,
gonna double up on your games here. We're also gonna talk
sure.
about post trauma. This is
Ooh,
more
so
your alley.
this is an Andy
This
ass
is more
Andy
up your
game.
ass, huh?
Yeah, this is
Some
you
Silent Hill
looking at it.
bullshit.
Yes, it is.
You can always count on Andy for some Silent Hill
For some
bullshit.
kind of bullshit.
Raw Fury doing this one. That's good.
Clearly, we have like
Too many
things
clocks.
taken from the asset storefront. It's not like
Oh yeah, yeah.
right, but it's got a really funky hobo looking main character, which I'm drawn to for some reason. Um,
It's like he's the janitor of this school, and he
yeah,
and he forgot the school closed down
right.
30 years ago.
Like the
So
janitor
he
that's supposed to get killed off in the opening scene somehow like was late to work that day and survived.
Post Trauma coming
and
out March 31st. But
and
yeah,
the main
it's
character got killed off instead. It's a nice whopping 20 gigabyte install for the demo. By the way, I was like,
wow,
okay,
wow, okay.
I'm here for this. I'm
Optimization
here for
much?
this. Yeah, right. They are fucking Call of Duty, a Call of Duty skin. Um,
Imagine it was just the whole game and they just locked it like behind like just the that it could be. It's coming out this month.
right, right.
It could very well be that you downloaded the entire game and only got to play like one little section. I would not be shocked if you it's like you buy the
Just
game, it's like you
click.
already have it. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
But it
uh,
does look cool. It
it's
actually does look cool.
it's standard like survival horror fare. It's got some jump scares, but some really funky enemy design,
Mm.
and it's got just enough jank.
Okay.
Like that, not enough that's like it's gonna deter you. Like it's frustrating jank,
Okay.
but it's got just the right
That's what
dose
Kyborg had.
that you're just like, yeah, like you're an average schmo caught in very like unaverage, that's even a fucking word, situations, like fighting monsters, and it's like trauma. Like I get it. Like there's some things going on with this guy. I get it.
Andy, it's post trauma.
No, it's trauma. It's trauma.
Um,
But
looks cool
yeah,
though.
again, it's
Play the
it's
demo for
horror.
yourself, folks. You know, you like
It's
that. You like
horror.
Silent Hill bullshit. Just get
Yeah,
in there, type
like
in
some whole bullshit.
post
Play it.
trauma into your Steam
Play it.
browser, click buy install demo, and you're good to go. You know what I mean?
Take a nap. Take a walk around the block
Take a
a
walk.
few times
Take a
while it
walk.
downloads.
All right. I played a very chill game, Andy.
Ooh, I love chill games.
Very chill.
Okay.
Yeah, man. This is coming out in Q2. It is called Bugtopia.
Ooh, go on.
Bugtopia. You are basically making a terrarium, and you, with a very, very cute little economy of like tenths of a coin, hundredths of a coin, whatever.
Okay.
You are slowly building a terrarium. So you start with like shitty little aphids, and then once you feed them, and then once your bugs, it's really all bugs. Once they grow to a certain point, like in adulthood, you can then sell them for a little bit more than it costs to make them. So you're constantly just like doing that, just evolving these bugs in your terrarium, and then selling them
neat.
to get more stuff that you can buy better bugs or more decor or certain flowers that will help bugs breed or quicker or whatever. So you're just constantly, it's really just like it's terrarium simulator, I feel is kind of like what it felt like. Very chill, very, very chill game. This is like I feel like this would be a really cool game to just like pass off to my son almost.
Oh, okay. I
Like
can
of
see
just
that,
like bug management, really. It's like, okay, I have I have roly polies. There's always a roly poly in there because every terrarium has a roly poly. But like you don't have the risk of stinking up your house and bringing bugs into your house.
That's
It was
cute.
cute. It was very cute. You know, if this is a chill game, if there ever was a chill game, there is no hurry up. There's no, oh my God, my bugs are dying. There's none of that. It's just feed them, they
Oh, no,
grow,
no bugs.
sell them, get the next cool bug. And then eventually you can upgrade your terrarium, get a bigger one or different styles and stuff. I had a blast. That being said, Andy, the tutorial left a little bit to be desired. Tutorial not top notch. There was a lot that I learned to do in that game just by doing, and while that worked for me, it might not work for everyone. So give it time. Do the tutorial, do everything it says in the tutorial, because it is trying to lead you somewhere. And then once you start to really get the snowball going and understand the, hatch, raise, sell, hatch, raise, sell to kind of build money, because the money builds very slowly. Like you're selling an aphid for like 2 pennies, and like It's like
That's
30 cents for like a snail larva or whatever the hell they call whatever they're called. So it's like you're
it.
constantly doing this stuff, but it's meant to just be chill and just play.
Is there a pay to win structure they're trying to add at some
I
point?
don't think so. I don't remember
Like
seeing anything like
2 cents an aphid?
yeah, 2 cents an aphid, man. Who's buying aphids? That's what I want to know. What psychopath
What
out there is like, let me get some
what
aphids?
what eats aphids?
Probably frogs.
Frogs, right?
Gotta be
I was
frogs and
gonna say, I
lizards,
want to say
probably.
frogs. Sure.
Venus flytraps, maybe.
We had those here one time and then they died.
Not
I'm not
enough
sure
bugs.
why. I don't know. Ken got them for some weird reason.
Too many bugs.
Little ones, like that big,
Oh.
little tiny mouths.
Feed me
Weirdest thing.
Seymour.
Yeah.
Rusty Rabbit, tell me about it.
Remember that game Fist?
I do.
Okay, this is the world's first fist-like game.
A fist-like. Okay.
So you're a rabbit in a mech suit. I'm like,
Okay.
it's Fist. It's a Metroidvania,
Okay.
and it's also like 2.5D, like going on. And you're like, it's like you're in some future thing, and then like you have a drill arm, you're getting scrap, and it feels very
A
Fist-like.
middle-aged rabbit living in a particular world. That's what it just said on the screen. A particular world.
So like,
This looks like it should fit in the Sonic universe as like a
yeah,
side
like he
character.
was like with Big the Cat and
He was one of the
those other
rescued
losers.
rabbits from Sonic 1. And he's just had this vendetta against Dr. Robotnik since then.
He never he was never rescued. He was in the mech suit.
He was forgotten in like one
He
of
was
the
he was jumped over.
yeah. It's his revenge tour.
Now he's like bonded to the suit like Rhino. He can't get out of it. And he just
This game actually
selling
looks
his
really
scrap
good.
to make a living. It looks great. You ever get those like, this is an early version of the game, please ignore any like misgivings or
Yeah.
glitches or
Yeah.
it's all
Pay no attention to
placeholder
the man
stuff.
behind the curtain.
Yeah, listen to that because functionally it works.
Okay.
The controls are there. It's got a great soundtrack. Controls are there. It doesn't feel fluid or fun.
Okay.
It's got some weird UI stuff. Like when you break a block, it says like 1 XP and it kind of pops in bright blue letters.
Oh.
Doesn't quite fit the aesthetic of the overall game.
Okay.
But again, I feel like it's all just like, here's our building blocks. Like, have at it, so to speak.
It's a little concerning considering the game comes out in
Yeah.
April, but maybe it's an old demo. I don't know.
Ugh.
A little concerning, ladies and germs.
I
It
did
looks
not
really
see
cool
that.
though. Like I will say it does look
Yeah.
like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Here's hoping.
I have high hopes. This is like an alpha build that had like
Okay.
a while back. Here, play it. We're polishing the final version for next month.
Okay. Ooh, excuse me, folks. Ooh, it's
Yeah.
getting late.
But the soundtrack really hooked me. I
Yeah.
didn't expect that. Like I was there for like
You're a
the
sucker for a
rabbit
good soundtrack,
and the
though.
robot suit. I am, dude.
Yeah,
I really fucking am.
you are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sucker in general.
It's-
What's next on the docket?
It's your final game here, Ruffy and the Riverside.
Okay, have you seen this?
Ooh,
You see this?
I told you I purposefully have not seen any of the
Okay.
shit you put in here.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yes,
say-
I have
I'm gonna
seen
s-
this,
I'm gonna say
but not on purpose.
2 things. Paper Mario,
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
That is exactly what this game is giving me.
Okay.
It's that aesthetic, that art style,
Yep.
with platformy like gameplay.
Yeah.
Dude, this thing is too good.
Paper Mario 3D World.
It's all good. Yes. Holy shit. Where did this come from? Things
Creative people.
I never knew I wanted.
Oh, did I see a stamina bar? Come on. That stupid Breath of the Wild wheel bullshit.
It does, again, we're leaning into Nintendo. Very
Swear to
heavily
God.
inspired
I
by
swear to God, if
Nintendo.
I see a weapon break, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, they even do the 2D like running
If I see a
as like a
Triforce.
drawing on the wall thing.
Yeah, it's really
That's
cute.
cute.
Uh
I like that.
Again, it was just there, I was like, this looks interesting.
Yeah,
Watched the
certainly
video,
does.
played it, want more of it. So wish list all this stuff, guys.
This
Every
is
last
gonna get a wish list for
game.
sure.
We mentioned
I don't know about Jank City that you were talking about. I don't
Jank
know, we'll
City
see.
USA, the
Jank City.
world's fist-like game.
Yeah,
Revenge of the Sonic Rabbit.
that's definitely that's headcanon for sure. Like if and when I actually play that game when it releases, that is my headcanon.
Should we pitch that to Paramount as a spin-off series?
Hey, if you know somebody,
Yo, I just realized
what's that?
you've had 3 of those movies so far. Not one has had captured forest critters in the capsule.
Mm.
I'm disappointed now.
You know
I
what?
just thought of that.
I have a confession.
Good.
I only just recently watched the first one.
Oh, what'd you think?
I loved it.
They get better, dude. So if you love that one,
Yeah.
buckle up, buckaroo.
No surprise here. Jim Carrey is my favorite part of those movies. He's
Dude,
fucking ridiculous.
The third
It's
one, he's
wonderful.
like the most unhinged performance of his career. And that says a lot. For like Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring us to the cozy end of this beautiful show that we did. We talked about a lot of games, a lot of news, a lot of things happening. And I can't wait to dive back into some demos. I'm going to play some of the ones you recommended, Andy.
I sell some aphids. That's
game-
what my night looks like.
The games are coming, man. It's before you know it, it's going to be summer showcase season, and it's going to be Banana Town, USA. It's already fucking
We're gonna have
March.
PAX in like 2 months. We're like 9 weeks out from all that chaos and splendor.
We would have already done PAX if this was like 2 years ago when they had it super
Or like a
early
few
that
weeks
one
away.
year.
Like
No,
2
remember
weeks
that
out,
one
yeah.
year they had it super early,
Was
like
it
the
late
end.
Feb?
Yeah, it was like February 27th
Yeah,
or some
man.
garbage like that.
That was a weird one.
That was like, here, freeze to death.
Yeah. Walk in the snow.
Come wait outside with thousands of people and freeze to death.
Your bus is stuck in black ice.
And honestly, that might have been the best PAX East we did.
It was, yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I think that was 2022. I think.
We'll go with that.
I don't know. But PAX East, speaking of, we're gonna start preparing for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun, but we're gonna do something a little bit different at PAX East. Not our content per se, but Andy and I over last summer we did a little very small sort of like comic convention for our friend Patrick Hickey Jr. and we had a little table
Oh yeah.
and we did
was
giveaways
fun.
and stuff. I'm coming up with a plan, Andy.
We're gonna bring that same energy?
We are going to bring that same energy. We're going to wear the wheel on our back like a Ninja Turtle. And we're going to have people spinning that wheel everywhere we go.
As we're running from appointments.
Appointment to appointment, just walking through the convention
back.
center being like,
Am I
subscribe
going
to
a
our
horror
show,
game, a
spin the
role-play
wheel.
Game, an action adventure game, spin the wheel.
Yeah. Am I a Dark Souls villain? Sure am.
Am I a roguelike?
Look forward to all of that
You're a
coverage.
genius. I love you, dude, because
Look
you're pure
forward to it.
chaos incarnate.
Well, we got to do it, man.
What
We're going to
is
have some fun.
real?
That's going to bring us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening and watching, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, viewer. Thank you, listeners. And as always, please be excellent to each other.